Indesign Quest 4. So first we got to get it. So go to your Quest folder here, not yours, but the overall one. Indesign 4. Command C to copy it. And go back into your staff folder. And I've already copied mine, so I pasted it in right there. Now let's make a copy of the document that we're working on, so that you got one that's untouched and one that you're going to rename. Oops, I didn't mean to double click on that. I should have done it slower. So this one copy, I'm just going to call Worden Quest 4. I'm going to open that, and I'm going to open Start Here. Okay. There we go. This little menu is just warning you that it's got some fonts in it that somebody had set it up with that we don't have on these computers anymore. Not a big deal. We're going to change our fonts anyways. So this one is going to be what I'll use for my instructions, and the other one is the one I'm actually going to work on. So we're taking text and making a whole layout using these things: 2 columns per page, pull quotes, images with text wrapped around them, using anything you want for now, fancy headings between sections, drop caps, an exciting title page, and page numbers. So the first thing we want to do is let's worry about putting in columns. So I'm going to delete these guys here. If you look at your overall document, we've got guides set up showing column, column, column. These purple lines show you like if you wanted to divide it into thirds. It's like rule of thirds stuff. So we're going to take the margins with the rectangular frame tool right here, which you can get with F. And we're going to bring it from that corner down to this little blue line here. And then I could just make it manually. Another way you could do it is use your move tool and option drag. Makes a copy of that box. And it's the exact same size as maybe even a little bit faster. Okay. So you can see they're green because they're in my text layer. So I've made my columns, right? Laid out all these columns. Let's take a look at the document that we're actually going to use, sa.docx. I'm just going to open that, not in InDesign, but in, I guess what I have is pages. How many pages are we actually looking at here? 16. 18 pages, not counting the works cited page. So it's double spaced, so we're looking at, what is that? Let's say 10 pages. We're going to put pictures and stuff in too. So what we want to do is let's go to the Pages panel, because we need more than 2 pages. We're going to copy these and then paste. Duplicate spread. Yeah, so I right-click, duplicate spread. Right-click, duplicate spread. Right-click, duplicate spread. That's 11 pages there. So with counting a title page, that's good. The requirements did say we needed a fancy schmancy title page, right? Didn't it? Pull quotes, image, fancy headings, drop caps, exciting title page. Okay, so we'll save this page right here for our title. And we'll put the document in here. SA. Open it, it says the font doesn't line up. Okay, whatever, we're going to change the fonts. All right, so now we've got our text. And there's too much of it for this one box. So we need to tell it that it's going to go to the other box. But first I want to just do a little basic formatting. Over here, this is your line spacing. Right now it's set to auto. If you set it to like 6, that's really tight. So 12 is okay. I think 14 gives a little bit more breathing room without looking nerdy schooly. So that's better. And we're going to get rid of this English class stuff. And we'll fix the formatting on that stuff later. So now let's deal with the overset text. If you hit this little teeny plus button down here in the bottom right corner, the red one, it's gone now because I hit it. My cursor becomes loaded with text. And then boom, I can paste from there. Oh. Look what I did. I did something wrong. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm down on pages 10 and 11. Let's go back to let's go copy my stuff back, my columns back over, because that wasn't the first page that I got rid of. It was a different page. So there, I just option dragged to make it go back to page 2. There's my title page. I'm going to select this, Command D, essay, open it. Yeah, the font, blah, blah. Okay, that's good. So we'll go back in, cut the class stuff. Command A to select everything, including the text that you can't see, because it really is everything. 14-point spacing. Okay, so now let's go load our text. We'll pass it over here. We'll go down to the next page. Pick it up from the little plus button down there, into there. Still going. Still going. Grabbing it. Still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. And I think that's the end of it. I'm going to leave those extra pages, and I'm just going to... Oh, wait, maybe not. Oh, this is my works cited, which I may or may not include. Oh, I guess it wouldn't kill me. We got to keep an eye on this, because if it starts to push past, then we have to... we'll have to fix it. Okay. So now I have my text basically where I want it. This author, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to make a new text box over here with that in there. And then here's my title. Overpopulation, technology, and the new frontier. I'll put that into a text box too. So we'll use those in formatting the title page. Well, maybe use my Avengers. Vengeance Heroic. Because everything is cool. Oops. Vengeance. And we can move that bigger. So this is clearly not going to be my finished thing. I need pictures and stuff, but for now, and then I'm increasing the line spacing because something was wonky. Sometimes when you're, I don't know if that was because of what I was doing here or because of, it's probably because of that, what I'd already done. Okay. All right, that's a placeholder for now. I'll go back to my layers link. Page numbers and icons, okay. I'm just gonna lock the page numbers thing because we'll worry about that in a little bit. Okay, so we've got our columns. We can come up with a heading style. Let's say, what do I want my headings to look like? Instead of Times New Roman, let's find a font that we kind of like. Let's see. Yeah. Arial black should be just fine. And we'll move that size up one little tick. And then we're going to make a character style, which just basically takes that stuff that we just did, because it's selected. We'll call it headings. And then we should be able to apply that to anything. And then boom, my headings come out. So that's kind of a nice step. So let's do a couple more. We'll look for those headings in the original thing. There's one. And we'll just do this style. The nice thing about styles is that way you have a lot of continuity and cohesion in your pieces. So without having to do a lot of extra work. So you set it up once, save it as a new style, and you're good to go. And character styles, I think, are what we usually use. So there we go. And you can get fancier with that, with your styles, like setting up that they're going to do drop caps and stuff like that. But we'll go into drop caps at a later date. Okay, so let's go into our title. I'm going to make a full page picture right out to the bleed. You always go to the bleed when you're. Let's use my rectangular frame tool. So always go to the bleed. That way, when you're doing a full page picture, the way it'll cut off, it goes a little bit beyond the page so that it's nice and safe. and you don't have any like random white space. So let's find ourselves a picture that we want to use for this. Something, since I've got kind of a matrix theme in this piece, I'm going to do the matrix. I'm going to find some kind of picture that's kind of like the matrix. And I go to Tools, Size, larger than 4 megapixels. I just want like an abstract thing with just, something like this. And I wait for it to download all the way. I guess it did. Save image as, and I save it to the folder that I'm working in. ID4 text. Matrix. Okay, so I select my box, and oops, I made it green. I should have a layer for pictures and stuff. Images. So I'm going to open that text layer, this rectangle, that's this. I'm going to bring that in my images layer. Even grown-ups make mistakes. So Command D to place it, matrix JPEG. That's very small, isn't it? Let's fitting, fill frame proportionately to fill it up. View. If it looks really pixely, sometimes it's because it is pixely. Sometimes it's because InDesign is giving you like a fast display, which is pixelating things. Right now it's pixely because it is. So we're going to delete that. I'm just going to hit Command Z to undo. All right, let's find a new matrix picture. I like that, except for the 1105 stuff. But this looks like longer than 8.5 by 11. So matrix evolutions, let's try that. Oh, and I even kind of like the mean tagline. This is bigger. Fitting, fill frame proportionately. Now I'm going to grab the content by the donut and drag it down so that I don't get that 1105 stuff. Now, as a reminder, you must not steal stuff for your in the magazine, right? So we're just doing this for practice. We're not giving this to anybody. We're just practicing with these. So I'm going to take this font and I'm going to change its color. This font, let me just kind of just lift it. Okay. Let's do it again. So I'm using the eyedropper, just like in Photoshop. You can pick up stuff. Oops, I was clicking away. Let's see, how did that do? That's a little bit better. So that's by me, just selecting the stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, come on, Warden, get it together. Okay. Then where's my other one? Sam Warden. Select that. Text. And we'll lift. It's nice. Off-white. Not sure why they are all different colors now, but I like the lighter. So I kind of suck with swatches, and I like being able to use what's on the page. So that's starting to look nicer. It's a little bit busy, but it's not, I'm not trying to, right now we're just practicing. So I'm going to fit this, oh, I locked it. Didn't I? No, I didn't. Select that. There we go. Fitting, and I'm going to fit the frame to the content. I'm going to drag this down here. And we'll go right out to the margins. And then I'm going to resize. But I just grabbed the whole box. So Command Resize takes the text with the box. We'll go to this. right here. And again, I'm going to fit that, fit frame to content. And then this little bounding box around it, that's where text gets pushed out, like where text wrap works. So I'm just going to use that as a nice kind of easy measuring thing. It's a pica, which is nice. That's why these pica bricks don't matter, because I already gave you a pica border around every box. So you see the box itself, and then the box around it is a pica. I think it's a pica's width. No, maybe not. Let's just click on the text frame options and see what it is that we're looking at. Text frame options. Oh, it's a whole. So we're just going to make this one pica. And we're going to lock them so that they're all one pica. In preview. What that does is that we have now one pica that's always on the outside of the whole thing. I'm not sure why that got changed around. I'm pretty sure I would have set it in a different way. So that when you do that with the text frame options, you go to text frame options and then baseline options, general, inset spacing. That gives you that sort of nice border there. And that's where it starts to push stuff away. Okay. So that looks solid to me. It's not great. It's not the best thing in the world, but we're just trying to move fast. I'm going to move it down just a little bit more. We'll get it out of that stuff. I'm using the arrow keys to do that. And then because I'm having a hard time grabbing Sam Worden, I could either lock the overpopulation thing or just click on the little green light next to Sam Worden there, and it'll select it that way. Overpopulation, technology, and the new frontier. Oh, let's not the complete nodes. I just put it there. Okay. I don't really like. There. No, I don't like that either. Let's have it and. Now I got to see by dropping down the new frontier, I'm outside my box now. And then these are the kind of things that you just kind of play with till you get them the way you want. I go back into my text, and the space between is awfully big now. So I'm just going to reduce that with this little guy up here. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, there, that looks pretty good. Go back and select my Sam Worden. And I should be able to select both. Let's say I lock off my images so I can't touch those. If I just draw a box around these, now I've got them both, and I can move them around however I want. Let's go back to seeing my guides. I'm going to center it on that. I think that looks cleaner. I'll go back to preview just to take a look. Yeah, that looks fine to me. If I want, and why not, let's apply some effects to that. And you hit the FX button here, and then the FX here. We're going to put a little glow, outer glow, because everything's kind of glowing in here. Screen size. Oh, check off preview so you can actually see what you're doing. So maybe I'll turn the opacity down just a touch. Technique softer, spread. Make it a little bit bigger. And maybe I'll change the color to more of a green. There we go. And then I'm just going to reduce the opacity again. Makes it kind of blend in a little bit more. Cool? Okay, there's my title page by Sam Worden. Introduction, the end of the world. Whoa. All right. I can mess with my body font. That's probably the next thing we want to do. And I probably should have done that actually before I did my headings, because I'm going to have to redo my headings. Or by selecting all my text. Yeah, selecting all my text here. I want to find something that's more of a sans serif kind of thing, because something that looks more computery. So let's find one that looks like a good computer font. Avenir Next isn't bad. And I could always go into defont.com and find something that's very specifically what I'm doing. That's kind of nice. Futura. So, yeah. Game of Thrones. Let's use this Futura thing. Then I'm going to go into my character styles and open up headings. There we go. I was clicking on the wrong thing that said headings. And you can actually change your character styles there. We're going to change that back to Futura as well, but it's 14 point. So now if I go on here and I click my it should make it bigger. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Or am I lying? Let's make it 15. There we go. Oh, good. So it automatically did it when I even though I changed all the fonts, it still kept all that. It still knows it's supposed to be those styles. So that's good. Conclusion. What's it all about, Alfie? All right. So now we need some pictures. So this is a block quote, which is pretty nice. Let's go find another picture from the Matrix. We can do something with people this time. Maybe we'll, that's not it. Neo, just a picture of Neo. All right, something kind of like this. Download that. Save image as, oops, no, just kidding. Save image as Neo. And since I've already been saving things in this folder, it defaults to there. It's a JPEG. So now I'm going to make a frame, and I'm going to place Neo in that frame. Let's make sure I'm in the right layer. I'm in text. I want to be in images. So we'll lock off text, take that rectangle and drag it down into images, and then we'll lock text. Now I'm working my image there. So where is my little box I just made? There it is. Now I'm going to place the Neo picture in there. Neo. Fitting, go frame proportionately. Where is he? Oh, okay. Fitting, fill frame proportionately. So right now it's just going behind the text, because these are my text wrap options right here. What I want to do is wrap around the bounding box. So that's behind the shape. Now, this is the way text wrap works. It pushes the text out of the way. And check it out. If we go down the bottom page, right now this is where it ends. If I make the picture bigger, it pushes everything out of the way. And so now we've got the works cited pages down here. So it just keeps things going. So let's fitting, we'll fit content to frame, fit frame to content, I mean. And then we just find a place where we kind of want it to be. So, and thinking about it, and I go linearly for the most part, because I want, if I place things later on in the document and then find that I need to go back and fix something in the beginning, then it's going to screw up everything that I placed later on. So with this, again, I'm trying to pay attention to my guides. So if I want to make it halfway, make it exactly half. If I want to go if I want to be more asymmetrical, bring it all the way into one of these guys here. Let's take this picture. One other thing I want to do is I want to set the, just like this overpopulation has a little box that gives you an outside border to push the text away, I want to do the same thing to this, because it's getting a little too close. That looks muddy to me. So I'm going to select the box, and I'm going to go Window, Text Wrap. And this little chain means that if I change the way that wrap works on one part of it, like one direction, like the top, it's going to do it to everything. So I'm just going to 1 pica. And now I've got a 1 pica inset or offset on the whole thing. So now let's resize this frame again so that we're going where we want to go. Fitting. I think I moved the fill frame proportionately. There we go. So we've got, what if I just make it bigger? Go down to here. We'll bring it down. Right to there. That looks cleaner. It's because of this dead space here. I'd rather have that kind of going into the picture. All right. So there's that. Now, if you want to do one of the things it asks for is a pull quote. So I'm going to make a text box here, and I'm going to take some text, something that looks impressive. I don't know if it's that impressive or not, but oops. We'll go back. Unlock. We can relock the images. We'll go into the text. Let's go select some. These limited fixes will have little long-term effect when up against a population of 9 billion people, all of whom want a car and a flat-screen TV. And then I'm just going to make a new text box. Here. Okay. So there's my little thing, and I've got text wrap. On this one is turned off. I'm going to turn it to wrap around the bounding box. And we've got the inset there. Make sure it goes into my text layer. And then we're going to increase the font size. Let's make it 14. And we'll go to medium. We'll resize this a little bit. Actually, we'll just fit frame to content. There's my pull quote. Now what that's going to do, because I've got the text wrap set to this, and I've got that, is no text is going to go around there. So I'm going to just stick that. Maybe I'll balance it with, see this one down here, this block quote? I'm going to stick the pull quote right over here. And we'll give it enough space. Wait. Oops. Let's reselect that. I lost it there. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I got my border there and it looks pretty clean. Let's just take a quick look at it in preview mode. Sometimes all the lines get it in my way. So see that? I've got it lined up with the margins there, and it looks neat and clean, same line, and then we've got kind of this nice sort of interplay of back and forth. If you got too much just gobbledygook, like it's all the same thing over and over again, it gets kind of irritating and hard to work with. Now the last part, I want you to do this for all these pages, but I'm just showing you the basic things that you need to put in. So let's go back to pages. We don't need these little guys, the little icon. Well, maybe you do. So we're going to go layers. Text, lock it. Images, lock it. The page numbers and icons. We're going to unlock that stuff. You can manually insert page numbers. You know, like let's say a white page number here. There we go. Just changing my color there. White, center it on the box. And let's take this little guy. We're going to just put this panel over here in case we need it again. And then we've got, what is that? That's actually the cover, so I don't want anything on the cover. But here, click in there, 1, make sure it's centered. That's this button up here at the top. And I got my page number. You can actually get fancier than that, because that's kind of a pain. You have to go in and manually do it. If you were to go up to here, your A master, you can add page numbers manually. But let's actually, you know what? Let's just do it manually for now. So if you were to do it in master, then you would apply it to all the pages, and it would just happen. So from the front page, we're going to delete these boxes, not because they would show up, but just because it's going to clean things up. What's a little image that we can use for these icons here? And we do want them to seem a little bit high up. Oh yeah, I was watching a trailer. The Matrix. Here we go. Any size. What's something that would look like a clean icon? Let's try that. I don't know if that'll look okay small or not, but save image as. Sure. So these boxes really should be kind of down here. We'll put the X right along the line. That way it'll be easy to line up. So I select that. Which one was it? This one? That one. Place it. Zoom in. Fitting. Fill frame proportionately. I don't know. That might be cool. Now, one thing you can actually do to line all this stuff up is I'm going to option click to drag this over and make a copy that goes right in line there. If you select this, then shift click or just drag a box. You can make a little snippet. Export as Indesign snippet. So we'll call that page numbers. Now, if I go in here, say I want to, let's delete these boxes. I go to now File, Place. Find the file I want to place. That's my snippet. Where did I save my snippet to? When was the last time I made a snippet? All right, let's resave the snippet. These are things that you will screw up on your own, and now I'm doing it for you. So, File, Export, InDesign snippet, and I send it to my documents. So it's been saving everything into my one thing, but now it's, so page numbers. And then this is really the last thing I want to show you, I think. Okay, so I go over here, Command D to place, page numbers. Then they ended up on the other page. But they're all in the same orientation to what we had. And then you can just change that to 2. And I think you should be able to just move your snippet. Well, now it's all separated because I put it in the wrong place because I was getting lazy. There, lined up. So we're doing it in preview mode. Your little guys. Maybe we move those down. Maybe we make them a little smaller. Cleaning that stuff up. Let's check and see if there's anything else we needed to have done. Let's see. 2 columns. We did pull quotes, images with text wrapped around them, fancy headings, drop caps, exciting title page, page numbers. Okay, drop caps. Let's look at drop caps and then we'll be done. They're actually not that hard. They're right up here under your character menu. So you click in the text that you want to work in, and this one says how far down the drop cap goes, and this one says how far in it goes. So we'll say 1 character in, and it goes down. There we go. So 2 characters in, because I already have the tab in for the, because it's a new paragraph. And just clicking in that paragraph, I think if I click in here, it should do the exact same thing. I go 2 in, 1, 2 down, and it gives you that big capital letter that then pushes the other stuff away. So when would you use that? At the beginning of each section. So the problem in humanity. Not with that quote. That's a drop quote, block quote. Here, though, I would use it to. So in that case, for some reason, I don't know. We'll just do the we. You can decide how big you want to make it. Sometimes you want to go big or go home. So we do a big 4, something like that. But that's your drop cap setting right there. And at the beginning of each section, you do it, and it signals like, hey, we're doing something kind of cool here.